Dawn breaks over Jerusalem, and the massive stone has been rolled away from the tomb. Not just moved, but thrown aside like it weighed nothing at all. What if this wasn't a theft? Mary runs through the empty streets, her sandals slapping against the cold morning stones. She saw something that made her heart pound with fear and wonder. The tomb is open. Why would anyone take him? Peter and John race through the narrow streets, their breath forming clouds in the cool morning air. John arrives first, but stops at the entrance, peering into the darkness beyond the stone doorway. He sees something strange. The linen cloths are still there, lying flat where the body should have been resting. Peter pushes past him and enters the tomb, his eyes adjusting to the dim light filtering through. The burial cloths haven't been torn or thrown aside in a hurry. They're lying in their place. But where the head should have been, something catches Peter's eye in the morning light. The face cloth isn't with the other linens. It's folded. Folded neatly and set apart by itself, like someone took time to arrange it just so. What kind of thief folds a cloth? In their culture, a folded napkin at the table meant something very specific to everyone. When a master finished eating, he would crumple his napkin and toss it on the table. That meant he was done. But if he folded it carefully and set it beside his plate, every servant knew the message. The master wasn't finished. He was coming back. Peter's hands shake as he reaches toward the folded cloth, then pulls back without touching it. This wasn't robbery. This was a message. John enters behind Peter, and his eyes widen as he sees the same deliberate arrangement. The spices worth a fortune are still here, untouched beside the burial linens. What do you think this folded cloth means to you? Mary arrives at the tomb again, this time with others who need to see for themselves. She points to where the body should have been, her voice breaking with emotion. They took my Lord away. But Peter shows her the folded cloth, still sitting exactly where they found it earlier. Look at how it's placed. A robber would have grabbed everything or left it scattered in their rush to escape. This is different. The morning sun climbs higher, sending shafts of light deeper into the tomb's carved stone interior. Each ray reveals more details. No signs of struggle, no blood on the stones, no evidence of violence or hurry. Everything speaks of purpose. Mary remembers something Jesus said 3 days ago, words that seemed impossible at the time. He said he would rise. What if he meant it exactly as he said it, not as a symbol or story? The folded cloth sits there like a signature, a calling card left for those who would understand. In every Jewish home, this gesture would be recognized immediately by anyone who served at table. Not just a sign, but a promise written in the language of everyday life. Peter touches the stone walls, feeling their coolness under his fingertips. These walls held death. But death didn't hold him. The other close learners and helpers begin arriving, each one stopping at the entrance in shock. They expected to find a sealed tomb. Instead, they find an empty one, with a mysterious message written in folded linen. Thomas won't believe until he sees for himself, so they bring him inside to witness. Even he falls silent when he sees the deliberate arrangement of the grave clothes. No one speaks for a long moment. The weight of what this might mean presses down on all of them like the morning mist. If he truly came back to life, then everything changes. How would this discovery change your understanding of hope? Mary steps outside and looks at the garden, seeing it differently now in the growing light. The birds are singing. Strange how life continues while her world has turned completely upside down in 3 days. She thinks about the religious leaders who demanded his death. They sealed the tomb and posted guards to prevent exactly what seems to have happened anyway. But where are the guards now? Peter emerges from the tomb, his face pale, but his eyes bright with something new. We need to tell the others. John nods, but he keeps looking back at the tomb as if memorizing every detail. The folded cloth changes everything we thought we knew about death and what comes after. They gather the grave clothes carefully, treating them like evidence in the most important investigation ever. These linens once held a broken body. Now they testify to something impossible, yet undeniable. Something that demands a choice from everyone. Do we believe what our eyes are telling us, or do we explain it away? The sun rises fully now, flooding the garden with golden light that makes the stones gleam. What started as the darkest day has become something else entirely. The women prepare to spread the news, knowing many won't believe them at first. But the folded cloth remains. It's such a small detail, yet it speaks volumes to those who understand its meaning. What everyday signs might God use to speak to us today? Peter remembers denying Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed, and shame washes over him. But if Jesus truly came back to life, then even Peter's betrayal can be forgiven. The folded cloth suggests intention, not abandonment. And maybe that includes forgiving those who failed. Mary touches the stone that was rolled away, feeling its massive weight. No human hands could have moved this alone, especially not from the inside. Yet here it sits, cast aside like a pebble, while the real mystery lies folded inside. The close learners and helpers begin to understand that they're witnesses to something unprecedented. This isn't just about their teacher. This is about death itself being defeated, and the folded cloth is the first sign. John speaks quietly, his voice filled with awe as he processes what they've discovered. He took time to fold it. In the middle of conquering death itself, he left us a message we'd understand. The Master isn't finished. He's coming back, just like the folded napkin always meant in every home. The garden grows brighter as more people arrive to see the empty tomb for themselves. Each one sees the folded cloth and understands its meaning in their own way. Some see hope, others see mystery, but all see intention in that simple folded fabric. The tomb that was meant to be the end has become a beginning instead. Death thought it won, but the folded cloth declares a different story altogether. What will you do with this forgotten clue?